Today we're going to be looking at what's called sound font files, and we're going to be using a program called Qsynth, which is a front end for a program called Qsynth. I'm going to get more into detail in future tutorials on exactly what sound fonts are, but so far in most of my tutorials I've shown you synthesizers such as ZYN Add Sub Effect or AM Synth, which are great. They make a lot of great sounds. Not necessarily always the most realistic sounding if you're looking for a piano or other instrument. And let's just have a quick look here. I'm going to go to Instrument Bank and I'll choose Soft Piano there, and I'll connect my keyboard to ZYN Add Sub Effect here in JackD. I have JackD running. So this is what it sounds like. So some neat sounds, but not necessarily very piano sounding when it comes to a real piano sound. Now we've also looked at other programs like LMMS, where you can import a wave file of a note being played and it will manipulate that note into other notes, which is great. But the further you get from the original recording note, so the higher the pitch it gets or the lower the pitch it gets, the more distorted it sounds and more off key it can get. One of the benefits of sound fonts can be like that, where you import an individual sound and it will manipulate it from there, or you can actually record individual notes. So you can go to a piano and record a note, a B note, a C note, and assign those to the proper keys, so each key actually has its own recording. So you can do it either way. And like I said, in future tutorials, I'm going to show you how to create your own sound fonts with a program called Swami. But for now, just go online, do a Google search for free sound font files. There's plenty out there, but there are two different types. You want to make sure you get ones that are the extension SF2. So it's .sf2. There are other ones that are called .sfarc, I believe, and those will not work with what we're doing today. I already have one downloaded and I have it connected here in Qsynth. So once again, let's hear what the ZYN Add Sub Effect sounds like. And now I'll disconnect that and I'll connect to Qsynth, which I already have the sound font loaded into, and this is what it sounds like. So that one definitely sounds more like a actual piano. And now, since sound font files can be a recording of anything, they can also sound like synthesized, and they can also sound like drums, but it's whatever the recording is that you input into that. And once again, we'll get more into exactly how they work and more of an understanding on what they are in future tutorials. But here in Qsynth, to load up a sound font file, you have an instrument here. I have Qsynth 1. You can add more by hitting this little plus button. And then you can go Sound Fonts, go to Open, and choose your sound font file. Click Open and click OK. At that point, it will reset some things in JackD, so I'm not going to click OK there because it may mess up my recording. You can add multiple instruments and connect different ones to different inputs. So you could have, like right now I'm connected with my MIDI keyboard, but you can also connect programs like Rose Garden to it, and I think even LMMS will let you connect to it. If not, LMMS, Linux Multimedia Studio, has a sound font option plugin built into it. But other than that, you have a few options in here. You can adjust the amount of reverb and chorus, and you can adjust the gain, which is like adjusting the volume. And you can also, with sound fonts, layer instruments. You can put more than one instrument into a sound font file, so you can have all your instruments from one song in a single sound font file. And you can also connect multiple sound font files to Qsynth and save that project so you can come back and later on work on it. And once again, the main benefits of sound font files are you can get a more realistic sound. If you do it properly, you can get your MIDI keyboard to sound exactly like your grand piano you have sitting in a living room. It might take a little bit extra work, so you're probably better off going online trying to find one that someone's already made. You have less distortion when you go up in range and down in range in keys. If it's made that way, once again, it may also just distort it just like LMMS does Depends on how the sound font file was made. But that was just a quick look at Qsynth, which once again is a front end for Fluid Synth. So if you don't want to use the GUI, you can actually run Fluid Synth from the command line. Connect anything that has a MIDI output, whether it be a MIDI drum set, your MIDI keyboard, or a program such as Rose Garden that has MIDI output, and you just connect it into your Fluid Synth here using Jack D and Jack connections. And that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please visit filmsbychris.com for more video tutorials like this. Have a great day.